The barbecue smoke curled thick and sweet, but my 6-year-old daughter Aisha wasn't tasting any of it. She sat on the edge of the picnic bench, kicking her sneakers against the leg, staring at the massive T-bone steak her Aunt Layla was carving up for her pampered French bulldog, Prince. Prince got the prime cut, seared medium rare, drizzled with garlic butter, plated on a fancy ceramic bowl with his name engraved in gold. Bon appétit, mon bébé, Layla cooed in her fake French accent, planting a kiss on the dog's wrinkly forehead. Aisha licked her lips instinctively. The smell hit her like a wave of warmth, but her plate held only a sad scoop of cold, congealed mac and cheese, spooned straight from a Tupperware buried in the back of Layla's fridge. "Found this gem hiding in there," Layla said with a wink at my mom. "Kids love leftovers, right? Builds character." My mom chuckled without looking up from her wine glass. "Exactly. We survived worse growing up. Remember that mystery meat from '98? Dad flipped another burger for the adults and grunted in agreement. Protein's protein. I stared at the grayish-yellow clump on Aisha's plate. It smelled like sour milk and regret. "This is spoiled," I said quietly, leaning in to sniff it. The tang burned my nostrils. Layla rolled her eyes dramatically. "Oh, come on, don't be dramatic. It's fine. Prince gets fresh steak because he's family too." "Family," I repeated, the word tasting like ash. Aisha looked up at me, eyes big and hopeful, then back down at her plate like she might actually try it just to belong. Before she could lift the spoon, I swapped it with the grilled veggies from my own dish. "Here, sweetie, eat this instead." She gave me that small, grateful smile that always cracked my heart open. Then Aisha coughed. Sharp, sudden. She'd snuck a tiny spoonful of the old mac before I could stop her completely. Her face twisted. "Mommy, my tummy hurts." Rage boiled up so fast I could barely breathe. I scooped her into my arms, grabbed our things. "We're leaving." "No need for the theatrics," Layla called after us, laughing lightly. "It's just food." "Just food," Mom echoed, waving her hand like I was a mosquito. "You're always so sensitive." Dad chuckled from the grill. "Kids these days can't handle a little expiration date." I buckled Aisha into the car, her small body curled against me, already warm with early cramps. As I drove away, their laughter faded in the rearview mirror, but the image stayed burned in. My daughter ignored while a dog ate better than royalty. That night, while Aisha slept fitfully with a warm compress on her stomach, I opened my laptop. I'm a scriptwriter, mostly indie shorts and web series that no one in my family ever bothered to watch. They called it playing pretend, while Layla flaunted her influencer lifestyle and perfect home, but a producer had just greenlit my latest pitch, something raw, savage, and unapologetic. I started typing. First line, she served the dog filet mignon. The kid got mystery mush and a lecture on toughening up. Title, Prince Charming and the leftover loser names changed naturally. The aunt became Lady Vane, a social media-obsessed diva with a tiny terror of a dog. The parents turned into cheerful enablers who preached family first while feeding scraps to their own granddaughter. The little girl? Sweet, overlooked Mia. It began as dark comedy, over-the-top exaggerations of that barbecue scene, perfect for laugh tracks. But the deeper I wrote, the sharper the blade became. Every forgotten slight, Layla getting the family vacation fund while I worked 2 jobs through college, Mom bragging about Prince's custom wardrobe, but never asking about Aisha's school shoes, turned into punchlines laced with truth. I tested the material at an open mic in a smoky Lahore dive bar. The crowd was half drunk, half curious. "You ever have an aunt who treats her dog like the firstborn heir?" I began. A few chuckles rippled. "And your kid? Gets whatever science project is growing in the fridge. It's vintage cheese, she says. Builds immunity. The laughs grew louder. I leaned into the mic. So the dog gets steak, the niece gets salmonella, and when the kid pukes, kids these days are so dramatic. The room erupted. I poured out every story until the set ended in stunned silence, then roaring applause. An agent cornered me afterward. This could be a full series, dark family satire. Think Succession meets It's Always Sunny, but Desi suburbia. 6 months later, the pilot dropped online. Lady Vane looked eerily like Layla. Same highlights, same smug pout, same tiny dog in a diamond collar. The barbecue clip went viral across TikTok and Instagram Reels. Millions watched the dog devour steak while the child stared hungrily. Layla's brand deals evaporated overnight. One luxury pet food company posted, "We do not endorse content that normalizes child neglect." Her follower count plummeted. Comments turned vicious. "Is this real? Your family is disgusting." Mom called, voice trembling. "This is cruel. We're your blood." I laughed, cold and clear. Cruel is feeding a sick child garbage while kissing a dog's forehead. You called it character building. I call it material. The elite school Layla's daughter was set to join. I sent them the press kit anonymously, acceptance withdrawn. Values misalignment, the email read. Layla's husband left, said the public shame was unbearable. Dad tried flipping the script, emailing me, "Maybe write a sequel about the real villain." I replied, "Season 2 is already greenlit. Working title, The Enablers Strike Back." The live season finale aired. A quiet scene. Little Mia at a kiddie table, watching the dog eat steak while adults toasted. No laugh track. Just the slow pan to a handwritten sign taped to the wall. Real family gets seconds. The studio audience didn't laugh. They cried. Then they stood. I walked out for the curtain call to thunderous applause. My phone buzzed nonstop, Layla watching live, Mom sending panicked texts that arrived far too late. Aisha tugged my sleeve backstage. "Mommy, is that about us?" I knelt down. "It's about what happened and how we never let it happen again." She hugged me tight. I liked the ending better. So did the world. They lost followers, sponsorships, dinner invitations. I gained a hit show, a book deal, and most importantly, peace. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't silence. It's hilarious, heartbreaking, and broadcast in 4K. And the final punchline? They finally saw themselves the way we'd always seen them, unfunny, unkind, and utterly exposed.